Events and promotions are vital public relations tools that provide an audience with face-to-face interaction. In this presentation, you will learn about the detailed planning and logistics that go into creating effective meetings and events. This presentation will cover the various types of events and promotions, including group meetings, banquets, receptions and cocktail parties, open houses and plant tours, conventions, trade shows, and finally, promotional events. We will review the numerous things to consider when hosting these events, in addition to specific traits that distinguish each event. As with any event, there are a number of factors to consider when attempting to host a successful group meeting. The location needs to be the right size and easy to find. Invitations need to be sent out with plenty of time for attendees to fit the meeting into their schedule. The invitation should include all specifics such as the time, date, and place. RSVP and contact information should also be included. At the meeting, a registration desk and a representative greeting people at the door allows the meeting to get started smoothly. Name tags are a good addition but need to be legible with a large font. Speakers should be selected at least a month in advance and should be able to draw a crowd in with their speaking ability. If meals will be provided to the attendees of the group meeting, it is important to have an accurate count of people at least 24 hours in advance. Facilities such as lighting, projectors, seating, tables, a speaker's podium, and audio aids also need to be arranged beforehand. Banquets are elaborate affairs that require extensive advanced planning and can be used to honor someone, raise money for charity, or celebrate an event. Similar to group meetings, food menus, facilities, location, and invitations need to be considered. Additional items might include entertainment, marketing, bartenders, and decorations. Since banquets are more elaborate, there is a considerable amount of logistics and teamwork required to successfully host a banquet. In order to stay organized and avoid any issues, a timeline should be set up for the entire project in addition to one for the day of the event. While the costs of a banquet are generally higher, they can be offset by sponsors. Receptions and cocktail parties are informal events that facilitate interaction and relaxation for attendees. The atmosphere fosters interaction by having the guests stand and mingle rather than sit. The focus should not be on the speeches, and if there is a speech, it should only be a few minutes. Appetizers would typically be served, and the guests would have bar access as well. Open houses and plant tours are used to develop a favorable opinion about an organization. With these events, attendees are invited to spend a day learning about the organization and how it operates. In some cases, the event is open to the general public and is broadcasted in the media. Since these events involve individuals coming inside the organization's facilities, it is imperative to be thorough in training all personnel who come in contact with the visitors. Conventions consist of a series of meetings that occur over 2 or more days and are generally held by national membership groups and trade associations. Since these events are so large, planning should begin far in advance. Even the smallest convention would take months to plan, and large national conventions can take several years. Think back to our planning for even a small group meeting. Planning for a convention has some of the same general considerations, but on a mass scale. In order to boost attendance, the program, timing, and location should be considered. The printed program acts as a schedule for the attendees and should be filled with appealing guest speakers and activities. Location is going to be considered with any event, but conventions need to be carefully thought out because many people have to travel to attend. Additionally, peak times, such as right before the holidays for retailers, should be avoided. Recreational activities like informal cocktail parties, golf, receptions, and dinners can be included. It is important to have the right administration overseeing the event. Conventions are complex events that require the skills of professional managers who can juggle multiple events and meetings over a period of several days. Trade shows are the ultimate marketing event, and thousands are held annually in the United States. Exhibit booths are the center of attention at trade shows because they allow organizations to demonstrate their products for potential customers. They also provide face-to-face contact with these customers and attract journalists. In order to take advantage of these benefits, booths need to dazzle the attendees with elaborate and memorable designs. Costs for booths can range from $50,000 to over $1 million. If a company is considering participating in a trade show, they must select the most appropriate show and develop an attractive exhibit about 6 to 12 months in advance of the show. As mentioned before, the booth must dazzle with actions such as videos, ways to engage visitors such as contests or product trials, and freebies. You might even want to consider involving a celebrity, such as a celebrity chef cooking at a restaurant equipment trade show, or some kind of entertainment. Having knowledgeable representatives is a key element of the exhibit. Media relations need to start before the show. Prepare a media kit you can distribute to journalists that includes any video or photos you use in the booth, news releases, fact sheets, and brochures. The media kit can even be digital so that reporters don't have to carry so much weight home. You can also arrange pre-show interviews and briefings. You should also plan major announcements to coincide with the show, include the trade show name in releases, and put your booth number and contact information on all releases and announcements. Promotional events are used to promote sales, increase visibility, make friends, and raise money for charity. For a for-profit organization, the ultimate goal, however, is to increase sales. With promotional events, you will want to be creative to stand out from the pack of other organizations holding similar events. The opening of the new Salvador Dali Museum in St. Pete involved an elaborate parade from the old location to the new one, a member of the Spanish royal family who cut the ribbon and spoke, and a Dali look-alike. Corporate sponsorships are another kind of promotional event and have the same purposes. They encourage sales, increase visibility, make friends, and raise money for a cause. Before sponsoring an event, public relations professionals need to consider whether the event is compatible with the company's values and mission. The organization also has to have the resources to provide the sponsorship money in addition to promoting it. It is important to also consider the audience for the event you are sponsoring and whether it attracts the one you are most interested in targeting. It is best to spend money on a target audience rather than a mass audience. For example, what audience would you attract by sponsoring a NASCAR event? What about the New York City Ballet? Sporting events are the most popular type of sponsorship, and the Olympics is one of the world's most prestigious corporate sponsorships. Let's take a look at a commercial by BP, one of the London 2012 Olympic sponsors that ran during the Olympics.
Everyone at BP is dedicated to fueling the success of London 2012. Driving over 5,000 Games vehicles with our most advanced fuels and engine oils. Working to provide lower carbon fuels from energy grasses. Supporting the Cultural Olympiad to bring the arts to many more people. And through our Target Neutral program, aiming to offset the carbon footprint of millions of spectator journeys, as well as the footprint of the British team we're proud to support. London 2012, fueling the future.
Let's now take a look at this video by Susan G. Komen that promotes corporate sponsorship.
Corporate sponsorship is key because it's what helps the Komen team do what they do.
The tens and tens of thousands of dollars that are raised from other larger corporate sponsorships help make programs like ours happen.
I don't know that there's a business in the Columbus area that hasn't been touched by breast cancer in some fashion.
And I think it's incumbent upon corporations to support groups like Komen who have the credibility and the credentials to combat a disease that we're all fighting.
But they don't just give money. They also give their time in terms of volunteering their employees, getting their employees involved in the race, making a difference not just by giving money.
There's so many things at many levels that your organization can do.
We started out running and having a team and doing the t-shirt and those sorts of things, but as soon as they had some sponsorship opportunities that we could get involved in, it was just a no-brainer.
Some of the residual effect of it is it breeds an esprit de corps among the staff. Our staff is very giving, and then this particular cause is very dear to their hearts.
It's enriched our organization in terms of health, community. It makes us feel like we made a difference.
It's such a perfect event and such a wonderful cause. If you're not doing it, you need to be doing it.
As you can see in this video, corporate sponsorship not only benefits the organization receiving the money, but it also can benefit the organization who participates in it. Sponsoring an event can also be a powerful team-building experience for the sponsoring organization. Hiring a celebrity for your promotional event is not the best decision for every public relations situation. You should consider whether the celebrity matches with your corporate personality. The benefit to having a celebrity at your event is that it is a good tool for increasing media attendance and coverage. On the other hand, remember that it is likely to be a major budget item. In this presentation, you learned about events of various sizes and formats. We talked about specific considerations needed for large events like conventions and trade shows. We examined the purpose of each event, from informal interaction at cocktail parties to promoting products at trade shows.